Okay. Um, Go ahead, do the intro.
All right, so state your name, the date that it is, and the approximate time you got arrested. Around 3 o'clock, just saying.
My name is Eddie Enriquez. The day that I got arrested was 4/11, 2015. It must have been, I don't know, close to 3 somewhere, 2:30, I don't know. But anyways, um, we were marching. We were marching down Core Street. We hit 10th Street Avenue there. I'm sorry, 10th Avenue there, off of Core Street, going up towards 14th. Um, the crowd went left up 10th Street. Um, I stayed on Core Street. As I was running back to the sidewalk, a police officer asked me to stop, that I was under arrest. I complied. I put my hands behind my back. I was carrying a sign, put my sign up, put my hands behind my back. He went ahead and cuffed me, put me in the car. I mean, pretty normal. I've been handcuffed like that plenty of times. So I mean, it wasn't nothing too awful bad. We went. When I say we, it was me and Sierra Trinidad. We shared a ride with Officer Pernetta up to the jailhouse. We hit the jailhouse. I seen there was another car in front of us and a car inside of Sallyport, which was the four people that got arrested that day, which was myself, Juan, Sierra, and later that I met was Josue. Um, we all got put inside. Regular processing. Did this, routine check, everything. Went, sat down. Got to talking to Sierra and Juan as they came in. I was talking to Josue. We were all talking about how kind of shady that we got arrested, kind of sitting there, kind of laughing, lightening the mood or whatever. And it was Sierra and Juan's first time going to jail. So kind of just lightening the mood, I guess. Just kind of going through the routine. Um, they got they got to me finally. They actually left me to very last, um, and I actually felt that it was intentional because they had gone through Sierra, Josue, um, Juan property. They went through their name, address, medical record, all that good stuff they ask you. I was left till very last. They went ahead and processed me. They took a while to get my picture. They went ahead and sat me back down. Then they got me back up to take my prints again. A little long. Um, Finally, I was asked to use the restroom. Use the restroom. They told me that I had a visitor, which I assumed was what my wife. Later, I found out it was my lawyer. Um, these guys were awesome enough to rally up support and got us some representation. So awesome. Um, Went out to the visiting section. I waited for maybe 10 minutes while I ate my dinner. Um, Bologna sandwich, by the way. Thank you, Franklin County. Um, Sat there for about 10 minutes, saved my dinner, like I said. Went through just waiting. Finally, they seen me that I was in there. They told me that my lawyer had waited. I never came out, so I had to go back to holding. Okay, that's fine. I guess it took too long to get out there. Um, Got back out to holding. They finally put us in small holding cells. Me, Juan, a couple other guys were in there. Um, just kind of laid around, pretty uneventful for myself, anyways. Like I said, I'm kind of used to it, I guess you could say. I've been arrested a few times, so just go through the routine. It's pretty much what I did. I mean, that's about it.
So, aside from the process that anyone normally goes through when being booked and going through that, um, was there anything different this time? Anything that stuck out in your mind as weird or disrespectful or?
Mm, not really disrespectful for myself. More weird. The weird event. Weird. It was really weird how it all went down. Um, First, and every time that I've ever been arrested or spoken to or detained, I've never been able to sit with somebody that I've gotten arrested with, by the curb or in the car, especially in the car by ourselves. Um, they usually keep people separated. That was number one. That was kind of weird. Um, I guess number two, that again, they usually tend to keep people separated that get arrested together. I mean, they all had us on the same bench, sitting pretty close to each other. Um, I mean, we were able to talk normally. Usually, they're trying to quiet you and stuff. So yeah, just like I said, it
Why do you think
wasn't the normal.
Why do you think they let you talk instead of telling you to be quiet?
I don't know. I don't know. Mm. First, I was thinking maybe being relaxed or whatever, but after hearing Sierra's story of the women's side or whatever, not being able to get a simple thing like toilet paper, um, I don't know. Maybe they were trying to get information, as much information as they could. I'm not sure.
Um, did you know the officer that arrested you?
No, not the arresting one, but the one that drove us there was Officer Panetta. I guess Sergeant Panetta.
Who's Sergeant Pernetta?
Pasco police officer.
For someone who doesn't know.
Pasco police officer. He's one of the supervisor officers. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He's Sergeant Panetta.
I mean, he's well known in the community, right?
Yeah. 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 I guess, like you said, for people that don't know, yeah, he is pretty well known. I mean, he's been a cop here for what I think, what 14 years or something like that. I could be wrong about that. Pretty well known. I mean, he's one of the few that speak Spanish. Um, yeah, so he's pretty well known in the Hispanic community. Oh yeah.
Being an officer that speaks Spanish, someone who's bilingual, it seems like that would be important in a community that's predominantly Hispanic. So, do you think it's a coincidence that he is well liked and well known in the community?
Hmm.
Or would you
I
say
don't know.
would you say that he's well liked? Maybe he's not.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
This is the first time that I've ever interacted with him, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to honestly answer that question.
Okay.
I really don't, because I don't know how he interacts with the public on a general basis. So, I mean, honestly, the perception is he's well liked, but to answer that question honestly, I can't, because like I said, I've only known him, the outward facade, I guess you'd say.
Mhm.
So it's kind of, I don't know. just another cop that you have to pretty much obey. If not, I mean, get arrested.
Is that how you felt? How it went down today?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he told me to stop. You're under arrest. So I just went through the motions. Like I said, it's something I've gone through quite a bit. So when I heard stop, you're getting arrested, I don't get applied, and I went through my motions. That's why it was so easy to tell you what all went through when from beginning to end so quickly, because those are the motions you go through. I mean, no more, no less, and that's what they want, and that's what you give them, and I mean, yeah, comply.
Now, would you say, were you able to see Sierra or Juan as they were being arrested?
Mm, I didn't even know that they got arrested until they put Sierra in the car.
I see.
So I didn't even know. I mean, I seen somebody over a car hood, but I didn't know it was Juan. I didn't know who it was. I seen some jean pants, I think it was, or I don't know, maybe blue pants. I don't know, but yeah, no, I didn't know it was those guys that were getting arrested. It was a surprise to me. When they put Sierra in the car, I'm like, oh shit, they got you too? And I mean, we kind of just made light of it. Like I said, it was their first time, so I just kind of tried to make light of it.
So how do you feel? I guess I don't know. Do you have any other questions? Do you have anything else that stands out in your mind as far as what happened?
No, I mean, I wish the crowd would have stayed together. If it would have, nobody would have gotten arrested. Nobody would have gone to jail.
Why do you think they arrested you?
Well,
Out of that huge crowd?
well, I mean, there's a small group of us, including me, Sierra, and Juan, that have been sitting in front of City Hall for 2 months now. Actually, today, the 11th, is 2 months. Exactly 2 months. Um, just realized that. So, I don't know. I guess this is maybe a way to try to get us to leave. Maybe they're trying to intimidate us. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Maybe maybe it was just a show for the cops to say, "Hey, look, we arrested him finally," to the public. I mean, there's so many ways that it goes. I don't know. I don't know
So
which way to answer it, but
let me ask you this: why would you say do you think that the public perception of our group has been turned into something that the community dislikes, or how do you think it got to a point where, um, you know, in intersections people will try to drive through and, um, you know,
well, that's plain and simple. Fucking ignorance. I mean, people are ignorant, straight up. I mean, you shouldn't try to drive through a group of people in the first place. I mean, that's just fucking ignorant.
there's been rhetoric thrown around like that the officer or the chief even he was quoted in the Tri-City Herald as saying that should we look up the quote so that we get that correct? But he essentially was saying that we were endangering the community or a threat to public safety. So I'm just curious, when the chief says that our group is a threat to public safety, I think what they're trying to say is that we're responsible for people getting run over if someone decides to run over or drive fast and not respect the group of people that's in the road. So, do you think it's your responsibility as a community organizer to make sure that people aren't being treated that way?
Well, every time that we do take the streets or whatever you want to call it, I mean, we block off everything pretty well. People know that it's blocked off. Granted, yeah, it's on a public street during the day, but people know it's blocked off. Um, so no, I don't think we are a public nuisance or danger to the public. I don't, because for one, the people that do show up there, the community here that show up to these rallies and to these marches and to these street takeovers, they do it voluntarily. I mean, to say that the group that I'm affiliated to and I belong to is a public nuisance or a menace to the community, no, because again, the community goes out there voluntarily. They stand out there for what they believe in. They stand for freedom of speech. They stand for, man, everything that everybody else should stand for here in America. I mean, seriously, I've gone through this, so I'm not going to go through this right now. You guys have all heard me before. I mean, everybody should sit here and defend every civil right that you have out there. I mean, don't pick and choose them, because when you lose one, you're going to lose all of them. I mean, it's only the truth. But for the chief to sit there and say that we're endangering the community because we're telling people to come out to the streets and they might get hit, then maybe he should tell his group, his community, to maybe slow down, to watch out when they're out there for us. I mean, I don't know. Because when you tell somebody that they're in danger, I mean, they're going to perceive it as that, for sure. I mean, that's only common sense, fear mongering, and you're going to sit there and you're going to get people scared. People are going to be scared. People are going to be mad. They're going to want to do whatever to get rid of the problem, which I guess that's me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The chief saying that we're a danger to the public. No, no, I don't think so. I mean, 11 to 12 shots in a crowded busy intersection. Now that's danger to the public. Us having people voluntarily come out and speak their minds and do what is American, that's not. No, that's not. I don't know, like I said, I could go on like a rant.
I mean,
But yeah, no, I guess back to that arrest today, yeah, I got arrested. I was running back to the sidewalk. Like I said, I mean.
So, were you on the sidewalk or off the sidewalk when they arrested you for disrupting the peace and disorderly conduct?
I was on the sidewalk. I just got on the sidewalk as he's coming up to me telling me I'm under arrest. So.
Is that what the charges were?
I'll tell you right now. Give me a second. So the first one is failure to disperse, and the second one is disorderly conduct and obstruction. I got court for one on the 22nd, and I got court for one on the 21st. So yeah, these are my tickets here for taking over a street. They didn't want me to take over. If I would have took over Lewis Street, I wouldn't have these. I guarantee that. I wouldn't have these if I would have taken over those little streets that all the Hispanics are on. But I wanted to take over Core Street, where the actual commerce is at, and they stopped us. They gave us tickets.
That's what they did.
I don't know.
So, okay, the big question that I wanted to ask all of you at once is uh, what was the bail set at? And what did they tell you in terms of what your bail was going to be from beginning to the time when you guys left?
Mine, they really didn't tell me. They didn't really tell me the charges at first. Like they didn't know practically what to charge us with, and then
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
they didn't know what to charge us with. When we were in the car, Officer Pernetta called the dispatch, and like, well, what do we charge him with this? What do we charge him with? And we actually have two papers because they charged me and Eddie with the wrong crime at first. And then but after that,
Do you know what the first charge was?
it was failure to disperse, and
Which
then
was later changed to disorderly conduct.
disorderly conduct.
So I
Yep,
got
it was
both of these
changing.
tickets. One's failure to disperse, which got the green line on it,
Because that's not.
and then I got this one for disorderly conduct and obstruction.
And as for the bail, they didn't straight up tell me what was it set at, but they like kind of under their breath said it bail's at 300, like really low.
So no charges were explained to you at the time of
No.
arrest? Were any of you read Miranda rights
No.
at your arrest? Any of you?
Never.
Eddie?
Nope. No Miranda rights. Yeah, I guess that would be another weird thing. Yeah, they didn't
Yeah, they didn't give us our Miranda rights.
formally charge us either. I mean, they,
They're supposed to say that when they get you and
Sierra
take you,
said,
or
they
when
just
you're
kinda-
there, when both, nothing ever happened.
they kind of didn't know what the charges
The
were.
charges, yeah.
On that point, it's actually a pretty long running history for demonstrations, especially peaceful demonstrations, like the whole Occupy movement. I'm sure you guys remember or heard about that. There were a lot of instances where a lot of people were arrested and they were never charged, or there were similar incidents like that. And so, why do you think they do that? Why does that seem like?
Scare tactic.
Yeah, I guess a scare tactic.
Do you feel scared or intimidated to participate in the
No.
future?
No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. No, I don't. I'll be out there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Me too.
Same here.
I just want you guys to know that as a member of this group, it makes me really proud to hear you guys say that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the group association, we're Tri-Cities Community Solutions, and really all that means is that we live here.
Yep.
That's all it means. We live here and we care about solving,
Issues in our
the
community.
issues.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all individuals, we're unique people who have our own experiences, our own minds, and so to see, I don't know, to hear what you guys are saying, it fucking blows my mind, dude. It's because I know, I'm looking at it like what we've been through, throughout this journey, right?
Yeah.
Where this started
2 months ago.
2 months
Day.
ago.
Yeah.
This day.
This started.
Yeah. Yesterday.
Today.
We've come a long way, it's
Yesterday, yeah.
It's the 12:30.
Oh, yeah.
that first night was really powerful, and here we are 2 months later, and
Well, like I said, I mean, it was just, I don't know, just routine. I mean, besides Juan getting a sprained freaking arm, I mean,
but would you say that that's routine?
Shouldn't be.
Actually,
Probably
It shouldn't be, but
actually,
They should be more careful when they arrest
sadly,
somebody.
sadly,
Actually
yes,
put
it
it
is.
on the
Yeah.
wrist, not on the
Sadly,
hand.
yes, it is. You'd be surprised how many people don't get sprained arms because of that kind of stuff, and they don't report it. They don't
Yeah, they don't.
go in and get it checked out like Juan did. I mean, they'll go through and hurt for 2-3 weeks. I mean, so yeah, it is routine. It really is. I say, you'd be really surprised.
okay.
You
So
know, all you need is to say, no, or to shake yourself the wrong way, and you're resisting, even if you're in cuffs. So that's how that happens. And even worse. I mean, it's all they're waiting for is a reason to get to that point. That's all they're waiting for.
Yeah.
Is why should a police officer have to wait to get to that point?
Are you guys familiar with the Simpsons meme? I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Sorry, that's just how I feel sometimes. It's like I'm embarrassed by the inhumanity. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you know that's why we started this journey, was because of human rights, because someone's rights were taken away, and you know we're all affected by it. Whether it was us who actually experienced that doesn't really matter, right? I don't know. That's how I feel. But I don't know. I mean, anytime. I don't know. Anytime we only have our voices, you know what I mean, and we can only speak for ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing, the testimonial thing, because people need to hear your story and understand what you went through. And if more people did what you guys just did, then we probably wouldn't have the problems that we do.
Alright, good.